Hello everyone, and welcome to a second royal reading of today, a Tuesday afternoon here at MadWorldTarot. And it's a rather nasty topic that we are dealing with today, as most days, unfortunately, it's pretty nasty stuff that we have to pick our way through. I have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot on the tarot table for this reading, regular Rider-Waite Tarot, a little bit dark. And it is a dark story. Of course, the P. Diddy story, the raids, and the fact that Prince Harry's name is the only name in the court papers, high-profile person that was not implicated, because he's not been implicated in any form of wrongdoing, but offered as a contact by P. Diddy to people who were paying for his very lavish parties, and they were promised access to Prince Harry. Again, not implicating Prince Harry at all. It's just that his name is the only name that is mentioned in these court papers. I explained more in the previous reading. And it's very similar to what happened with Prince Andrew. And so I'm going to use these cards now. I'm going to have a look at this. Both spares, both maybe hung out or to have chosen to hang out with unfortunate people, or the toxic people with some rather unfortunate tastes and inclinations. And I want to know what the issue is with both of them. We're going to look at both together because, of course, Harry and Prince Andrew are apparently quite close. Uncle Andrew, Harry very close to the cousins, Beatrice and Eugenie, and Prince Andrew is apparently his godfather. I did a quick Google before I started this reading, and it does seem to be the case. And he does seem to be a fan. And of course, Andrew has never been hung out to dry. The rest of the royals have all been through it in spare and everywhere else. But Prince Andrew has been spared, interestingly. And always everyone curious about why that could be. And so anyway, I'm going to ask why their names have been picked out. Is this deliberate sort of scapegoating aimed at the royal family perhaps, or what is it? Why Andrew? Because there were plenty of other people in the JE scandal who could have been named and shamed and sued and all the rest, and yeah, there have been some, but Prince Andrew's the big name. And so far in this latest scandal, Harry's is the big name. Again, not accusing Harry, no one's accusing him of anything, just by association he is being tainted. So that's interesting. And then how do the two men feel about their situation? How does Harry feel about his right now? I have done a reading on that, but I'm just interested to compare them because it's weird how these two situations are mirroring each other. Some unfortunate behaviour in the British royal family and many other royal families too, let's not forget. They've all got their shadows, they've all got their black sheep. And outcome. We know the outcome for what Prince Andrew had to pay a lot of money to shut down a court case. What's going to happen for Harry? Again, kind of duplicating what I've already done, but just in the sense of what is interesting for me is that the Parkles have always said, what about Prince Andrew? Some people call it the whataboutism defense. I need one more card each side. In other words, you can't kick us off the line of succession because Prince Andrew's still on it and he's worse. And you can't take away our royal protection because Prince Andrew's still got, well, he doesn't really, that sort of what about Prince Andrew thing that they always screeched about. It was the get out of jail card pretty much. Well, Prince Andrew was sued and had to settle, and you're treating him like this, so you can't treat us differently. So that's why we're looking at the two together today. Just they seem to belong in the same little toxic pot for me as a reader. Let's remind you, it's tarot for fun and entertainment, or my opinion or speculation, just reading energy, and of course disclaimer in the box below. High Priestess is our underlying energy. Women, the mysteries around women, and both of these men seem to have found themselves in situations where those kinds of mysteries are rather their downfall. Downfall might be a rather strong word for Harry right now. It's not his downfall yet. But certainly for Prince Andrew it was. Secret societies, initiations, weird rituals, weird cults, weird company. It's all there for me in this High Priestess energy that is coming through that card right now. It's about secrets. It's about stuff that goes on behind closed doors that sometimes might be done to open the doors of perception. Interestingly, I'm getting very strong energy of that kind coming through in this reading. I was not expecting that. Just for what it's worth, my sense of the card. Situation. Andrew's on the left of this reading and Harry's on the right, by the way. There we have the temptation that has been on offer, possibly. Definitely with Prince Andrew. We don't know with Prince Harry. Don't know at all. So I'm not accusing. 7 of Cups. Temptation. All the delights on the table. Everything up for grabs. Help yourself. And it's in reverse. Now comes the moment of truth and clarity, and those things, those delights are no longer on the table up for grabs, and this is now the reality that you're dealing with, and it's not fun and it's not wonderful, and you can no longer delude yourself about the things that might be on offer. You now see that you might have picked one of those cups that has a serpent in it, for instance, or is empty. And so that is the energy that they are both sitting in right now. Interesting. Tell us about Prince Andrew, first of all. I want to know the problem, the why, the what about. Whatever universe wants to tell me about his personality, the problem. Here we get the 7 of Swords in reverse, which is the card of exposure. There has been tremendous exposure around the JE Association. And he was caught out, found out, made that terrible mistake of giving that interview, the cringe fest with Emily Maitlis. And he also was photographed walking in Central Park with JE after the first round of prison. That was a big mistake as well. So exposed, caught out, very clearly, very obviously, had to settle a court case, all there for me in that 7 of Swords. All stuff we know very clearly about Prince Andrew. He's like the control, and this is the experiment, if that makes any sense to you. Why are we doing this reading? Prince Harry, what's the issue? What's the problem? What's the story with him? Yeah, 9 of Cups. In reverse, that's overindulgent energy, greedy energy, overconsumption. Can be overconsumption of anything. Food, drink, drugs, S with an X. Any of those things are there in that 9 of Cups energy in reverse. This is complete overindulgence. And he does seem to have addictive tendencies. That is my personal opinion. It's not a professional opinion. But that is what this 9 of Cups is telling me. That he was very happy to help himself endlessly at the buffet on offer here with the 7 of Cups. And hence the trouble. This is more sneaky, the 7 of Swords, to distinguish between the energy between these two very close relatives. This is more greedy, entitled, indulgent, any corrupt energy in the sense of overconsumption. Why are they the ones being hung out to dry, scapegoated, named and shamed? What's with that? Andrew first. Why? Why is he the one that's being called out? Page of Cups in reverse. This is reminding me of readings I did ages ago. Very early days of this channel when I was looking at the whole Virginia Roberts, as she then was, court case that was ultimately settled. And I got very clear energy through that she was really hurt by his denial of having ever met her, anything to do with her. That it was almost like unrequited love, that she was quite emotionally invested in the situation, and a woman scorned, let's say. That's the Page of Cups energy that's coming through for me, because the card is in reverse. She wanted some kind of acknowledgement. She wanted some kind of connection. She wanted him to admit something that he refused to admit, and then paid her off so he didn't have to admit it. That's what's energy coming through there. How about Harry? Why is Harry's name in the press and nobody else's? Not just in the press, in the court documents as well. What's that about? Wow, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That's a big money card, just have to say. It's a very big money card, and it's in reverse. It's like a debt. And it's interesting because people always speculate that there could possibly be backers funding the Parkles lifestyle, helping them out, private jets, houses, gigs, networking, connecting, funding lifestyles. There's something in here that's giving me a sense of that energetically. I'm just wondering out loud if there is something like that has happened in the past. This is a bit of almost like a payback. It's an I owe you, or you owe me, rather. Getting that sense. I'm not getting the idea that they're trying to bring down the British royal family from this Ace of Pentacles. Not getting that. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles is a journey, a solid, stable journey off on the path of prosperity. You know, to the place where the roads are paved with gold, all that kind of stuff. No, it didn't work out that way. There might be obligations, shall we say. There might not even be financial. There might be social obligations that were not honoured, or that somebody somewhere feels sour about. And so that's that card for me. How do the two men feel about their situations? How do they see themselves? Andrew first. How does he view his situation? The Empress. Wow. That's Virginia's energy coming through. It's almost like he got trumped by a very powerful female energy he didn't expect. Because, of course, in the days when they were allegedly connected, she was much, much younger. And then she suddenly came back years later. She's now, you could say, almost middle-aged. And she's making money out of this. She's made a lot of money out of this, allegedly. And there she is, very powerful, very attractive, very desirable, high value, high status female, dominant, has completely played him and has completely won. And the weird thing about this is that he almost admires her for it. That's not a card of a man who's racked with guilt or shame, or can't sleep, or what's happened to me and I will never recover from this. He's looking at this and it's like, wow, that's quite something that has happened there. Weird energy. He's of course been saved by the Empress as well. Mummy had to shell out 12 million pounds or whatever it was, dollars, I can't remember, to buy the silence and make the court case go away. So there's that as well. Very enthralled to dominant women, very powerful women who sort of rule over him. Weird. I'm not a psychotherapist. I can't comment on that except to point it out as energy that is showing up in this reading. How about the has-been? How does he see his situation right now? Yeah, Page of Swords in reverse. This is the internet. This is trolls. This is hate. This is people, keyboard warriors, delighting in criticizing him. This is what he's eternally trying to silence, or hence all the court cases involving the press. That's why very often the comment section is shut down, and certain newspapers or moderated or whatever, because the Parkles are poised with their lawyers to sue. This is poised with lawyers to sue. He is very ready to pounce on anybody who says anything that could be misconstrued. That's litigious energy. And of course it is just energy that I am reading. And this is all just my opinion. But that is for me the Page of Swords in reverse. He's very aware of what people are saying. I'm sure he's spending hours reading comments, reading newspaper articles, seeing who's spreading the story, who's shutting it down, who's his friend today, who's his foe. Getting ready, preparing for battle. The little Page of Swords does his research, gets armed, looks for allies, looks for enemies, very suspicious of people, very strategic, extra energy of that when it's in reverse. So he's ready to pounce. Outcome for Andrew, we kind of know how that all went down, but let's just see. Yeah, the Fool in reverse, he looks like a big idiot. And that was the interview, that was the final outrage, and there was no way back from that stupid act where he thought he would persuade everybody watching that he was entirely innocent, and instead he dug a huge hole for himself and then jumped right in. Fool in reverse, looking stupid, no way back, no second chance, not going to be a working royal ever, and could be absolutely eased off the royal website and out of the life of the royals entirely. In due course, I see that very much with that Fool card in reverse. How bad is it going to get for Harry? That's bad for Prince Andrew. That's door closed, no way back. What about Harry? Is this going to turn out to be just a little blip in his life? One of many blips. He must be quite used to dramas like this. Or is it going to get bigger for him? We got the Wheel of Fortune. You could read that card, and I should read that card as a kind of a lucky break, a get out of jail card, that things turn and it all resolves itself and is all okay ultimately, like a kind of a surprise and hooray. It feels a little more sinister for me, this Wheel of Fortune, because it's being the plaything of the gods, the Wheel of Fortune. You don't know when you're up and you don't know when you're down. So it's telling me that this is a situation that he might think is all okay, and then it comes back at some stage out of the blue, oops, and he finds he's down again, and then it rises up again, and maybe he sues someone, or maybe the Daily Mail has to issue an apology or something like that. They've been very clear that Harry is not implicated in any of this, has not been accused of any wrongdoing, and I am being very clear in these readings I'm doing today that I am not accusing Harry of any wrongdoing. I'm simply talking about his association with this man, and the energy around that, and then the parallels with Prince Andrew, who's been through a similar story. So that's all we're doing here. But it is just giving me the sense of rising, thinking it's all okay, maybe silencing people, and then oops, back it's come. And so I'm going to just take another card on this, a clarifier, and just see what this tarot, the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, has to tell me about that Wheel of Fortune, about the energy of it. Is it all happy for Harry, or is there a little sting in the tail every now and then with this? Let's just see what else, because it feels to me that there is something else in that card, and maybe I'm misinterpreting it. So let's see what universe wants to tell us. What is going on? Maybe it doesn't want to tell us anything, but we'll give it a little bit of time to see what might bounce out, if anything. Maybe nothing's going to come out. It feels like nothing's going to come out, and we can't have the whole tarot deck, so I'm going to take it that universe wants to leave us in suspense a little bit with this one. And as I was shuffling, my eye was on that High Priestess, and that's always a wink for me from universe when it says, we know stuff that you're not ready to know, or that will be more interesting to reveal later on. And so I think there is a mystery in this Wheel of Fortune, and we're going to have to wait and see what that mystery could possibly be. That's your reading for today. Sorry it was such a tawdry topic. But anyway, off to shower with some Dettol, and I'll see you again tomorrow.